Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're going to be checking out the Raiden Shogun Battle themes. I set up the same as I've done with the prior two. I'm going to be listening to all the phases, which is about 8 minutes long. So let's listen together, let's hear it out, and let's see what this is all about, shall we? Let's go! Ooh. I love traditional instruments. I love it when they use those. I love this ominous choir too. Very dissonant. Ooh, ooh. Hold off on that build. Oh, interesting resolution on that. That was a lot of build for just a... It was a really soft hit, but it still felt really like... It felt like a good payoff there. Change in phase, okay. I love that. They do this a lot in the Genshin boss themes. They have this heartbeat level like bass kick going, just to have that, like, here, this is energy. Something is not quite right here. It's a great audio cue. Makes you immediately a little less comfortable. Is that a Kodo in there? It's a really high shamisen. Honestly, with how it's processed, I can't really tell. It's got to be one of them, though, right? Oh, that's a shamisen. Never mind. They add the second string and it makes it really characteristically clear. Okay. I love their use of synth in that too. Add some texture. Mwah. I love this little groove here. Part of me really wants to learn how to play a shamisen. I think it would be so much fun to learn how to play. I know I don't have the dexterity for it. I don't have the coordination for that. But I feel like it would be so fun. The distortion on this part is really neat too. Just hearing that like double string ringing going on, that's really cool with the distortion on it. It's very like rocky, like rock metal rhythm going on here with that. Got a phase change again. Time for it all to come together. Ooh. Oh, like a little bubbly synth there. That was interesting. Ooh. 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 Hell yeah. Mmm. This is such a cool evolution already. I think that was a Kodo, actually. I don't think that was the shamisen there. There's the part. I was wondering when they were gonna do this. I'm a sucker for that halftime. I'm a drummer. What can I say? It feels so good. Ooh. The percussive elements are coming in here a little bit more. There's a little bit of texture in that with those cymbals. Ooh. Interesting use of a triplet. A very crunchy snare, wow. That's a dubstep snare if I ever heard one. It's very beefy brass going on behind everything too. A really solid foundation. Ooh, that's really cool. Ooh. Ah, a little bit of a delay there. Oh, never mind. That was a delay. Ooh. Fuck. Fun fact, delays like that are actually a very jazz influenced thing. Not a lot of people know that. Wow. Okay, so the last evolution of that, the last phase, is definitely my personal favorite just because of all the elements. I love the addition of the shakuhachi flute in there. I'm not sure if it's exactly a shakuhachi flute, could just be any fue flute, but it's such a good sound. I love the sound of a shakuhachi. So when I hear it in music, I'm just like immediately sold. And of course they had I'm pretty sure they had the kodo in that final part. That was the plucking going on there. While I'm pretty sure that it was a shamisen in the first phase. But you can't quote me on that. I'm not a professional in that regard. I'm just a guy with ears. So I could be wrong on what exact instruments those are. They could be a Chinese equivalent for all I know. But they're very similar in sound, and the influence is kind of all shared between those countries, so they're probably similar, if not the same. Either way, though, beautiful song. I love it when they have traditional instruments in there from all around the world. I love it when they have traditional instruments from Africa, Central Asia, Europe, Middle Eastern. Native instruments are such a good texture to make music even more interesting, and people think it's overdone in some ways, and those people are stupid. It is one of the most fun textures that you can play with in the toolbox of a musician is to utilize these different influences from around the world. And obviously with a character like this one clearly being influenced by maybe a more Japanese culture than anything, it would make sense for them to be influenced by that. So having that music rooted in those sounds makes a lot of sense, and it sounds beautiful. That was super fun all the way through. And that delay hit, I'm mentioning that again, that was just the most perfect way to do that, by having the 1 or 2 measures before it that were delayed just by 1 beat or like just by 2, and then that other one that delayed it by almost a whole half measure. That was that was super neat. I loved the way that sounded. That was a really cool overall. I mean, it plays to a lot of my biases, so really, why wouldn't it? But I love the way that one sounded for many other reasons. The overall composition of it was super simple, but super powerful. Utilizing those instruments and those builds and having all of that flavor in there really makes the song stand out more to my ear. Similar to how the song Regression from Honkai Impact impressed me the other day, this one is similar in that it just rooted itself in a sound and it ran with it. And I love that. The other being opera is a way different influence, just keep in mind, but that doesn't mean it's any less impressive when they just go, hey, we're aiming for something. Let's get it thematically correct to what we're aiming for. And if this song didn't do that in every phase, the first part was super subtle, really just kind of plucked at your ears a little bit. It was just like, hey, here's what's coming. And it also adds to that character of just being like approaching the battle in that moment of just like, okay, here comes something. It's a little ominous. It's a little bit more contemplative. And then it pulls you into phase 1 where it's like, oh, this is getting serious. And then phase 2 where it's like, oh, they're serious. And all of that with the evolution of adding more instruments and adding more flavor. It just, oh, it's so good. A lot of compositions do that. It is part of the composition handbook to do that. You have to do that. It's how you make music. Evolution is music. And that's a great example of it, just like many of the songs I've reacted to on this channel. So top tier from me. It plays to a lot of my biases that I personally enjoy by my ear as a fucking weeb, but also just overall great composition, great sense of letting things build and not overstaying the welcome and changing things up when they might start getting a little stale, keeping that ear fresh. So just impressed. I love the music that's coming out of Genshin so far, so I'm hoping to hear more good ones. I've been keeping a list like I have with everything else I've been reacting to, and I will definitely be getting to more. With that said, I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!